Hello, FlossTube. It is surprisingly April. This is my tall guys for soon to be Easter, which is on Sunday. I can't believe it. I don't know what happened to March.
Poof.
It's being quarantined. It seems like we went we went into spring and I didn't even see it happen. But it's been fun having a office with a window in the family room.
A corner office with a window and a fireplace.
That's true. And just to be able to see the flowers bloom. Of course, it's making my eye crazy with allergies. So, I don't know. There's pros and cons. But I'm not turning on the air conditioner.
Nope.
No. We want to wait through May.
I got my apocalypse haircut.
Yes, I got to shave his head. And we put it out on Facebook and we're surprised how many people actually watched the video.
Had to watch it all the way through.
Yeah, they thought it was like a train wreck, you know, watching the train wreck, and it turned out okay.
Car accident in slow motion.
Even had a friend send over her husband, so I had my mask on and I shaved his head with the dog clippers. So, you know, if you're in the Cincinnati area and you need a shaved head, bring your mask.
Nope.
So anyway, since it's coming up on Easter, David found a sure-proof way of boiling eggs that he, so that the shell didn't fall apart.
So the shell comes off easy.
So better than what he was doing before. So he thought he'd share that tip with you this time.
Yeah, before I talked about hard boiling eggs, and one of the things that I said was to bring the water, or put the eggs in the water and then bring it up to a boil. Don't do that. What that does, I found out, is it makes the albumin in the egg stick to the shell. So when you go to crack it...
The albumin being the white part.
Yes.
Okay.
Albumin, yes. It sticks to the shell and it doesn't want to let go, so that makes it really hard to get the shell off in not a bazillion pieces. And it tears up the egg too when you try to do that. So, get your pan out. Put however many eggs in it that you want to hard boil. Run water into it, and run enough water into it that it covers the eggs. So your eggs are below water.
Like just covered, or?
Just covered. You put too much water in there, it takes forever to bring it to a boil, and you're standing there waiting for your eggs. So take your eggs out of the water. Put them in a place where they don't roll off the table. Put your pan on the oven, start the fire, bring it up to a boil. Put a lid on your pan, and it'll help bring the water up to a boil quicker. And you're going to need that lid on there anyway. When it comes to a boil, take tongs, kitchen tongs, and gently put the eggs into, you got to scratch your eye.
Mm-hmm.
Put your eggs with the tongs into the boiling water gently. Make sure you don't drop them in, because when they hit the bottom of the pan, they're going to crack, and then you get little white floaty things around the water. That's gross. So, your water is boiling. You put the eggs in, put the lid back on, turn the fire down to either low or off. Set a timer for 13 minutes. Not 12, not 14, but 13 minutes.
Regardless of the number of eggs?
Regardless of the number of eggs. Let the pan sit for 13 minutes.
With the cover on?
With the cover on. Don't take the cover off. Leave the cover on. Just forget about it for 13 minutes. After that, take the cover off the pan, put it in the sink, run cold water in it. The cold water will start displacing the hot water. When the cold water has displaced all the hot water, dump a little bit of the water out, still with the eggs in it, and put some ice into the water. And what that's doing is it's shocking the eggs so that they will stop cooking. It stops the cooking process. So let them cool in that.
I can hear all the eggs going, oh! They're shocked.
So all the eggs are cooled off now. Let them cool. It takes about 10 minutes for them to really cool down. Take them out of the water. Get rid of the water, get rid of the pan. When you go to peel them, a lot of people will take the egg and they'll go tap, 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 and turn the egg over and tap some more, turn it over, Don't do that. All that does is make little tiny pieces of shell that you have to sit and pick off, which is what you're trying to avoid in the first place. Just break the egg shell, use your thumb or your thumbnail and start cracking away. As soon as the egg starts to break away, the shell starts breaking away from the eggs, you should be able to start peeling it off in bigger and bigger pieces. Always run it underwater to get off any of the loose shell. And if you're going to cut them open, when you cut them open, the yolk will be a bright orangish yellow.
Not a nasty green.
Not a nasty green. And it's not chalky yellow, because that means that you've overdone the egg, and it has brought the sulfur out of the yolk and turned the outside of the egg yolk green, which looks weird, especially if you make deviled eggs.
So gross. I am not an egg
She
person.
don't like eggs. So you're gonna look at it and say, "Oh, it's not done." It's done. Don't worry about it. It's done. What you've got basically is it would be the same as if you cooked a fried egg and you did it what they call over hard. It's done. It's not powdery, gross yellow. It's still kind of a bright orange. So that's about it for eggs. Make sure you don't leave them outside of refrigeration for too long. Remember your
Come on, outside.
your time in a temperature danger zone is 4 hours, and you need to keep those eggs cold. So I wouldn't leave them out overnight. That's not a good thing either. 4 hours should be long enough. You can color the eggs and you can hide them for your kids to find. And I'm running out of things to say because Arlene is letting the dogs out, so I have to keep stretching this on and on and on. She said she's coming. Next time we do this, I'm going to talk about, I got a little portable smokeless electric grill. I wanted to get that because I've been smoking up the house using a griddle pan on the stove, and it just gets smoke everywhere. So we'll talk about that next time.
Okay, thank you.
I'm done.
All right. So I am talking to you from the kitchen, like a normal kitchen stitcher, but this is also my home office. I've been working from home since March 16th or 17th, whatever that Tuesday was. I think it's 17th. It's been very weird. It's been a great commute. I get an extra 2 hours of sleep, but it's hard to stop working, and that's what I'm finding with most of my team. So I do work with schools and technology, and of all times now is the time where schools and teachers and students need help with that. So I have been coexisting with these earbuds, these Amazon earbuds. I like virtually live in those all day doing virtual meetings and Zoom meetings, and I'll be very glad when I can not have to have those in my ears. But it's been a challenge, and I think the biggest challenge is just stopping working. So anyway, stitching is a nice respite from that. I just finished a big one, and this one, I don't know if I even showed this to you last time. I know it's been a little while. I've been totally socked under with work from home, so that's been a big delay in getting to say hello to everybody. But I got this a couple of years ago. Lena Lawson, you can see the URL over there, Lena Lawson needlearts.com, Lena Lawson needlearts.com. And so she's got all these little Gnome figures that are just absolutely adorable. I think this kind of reminded me of a Hade a little bit because it's full coverage except for, down here. But it's got all the shading and all this detail, and so it takes a lot of effort with all the changes, and I just finished it up last night, and so here's what it looks like. And I just, if you look at the fingers and you look at the shading on the face and even the shading in the socks and the shading in the parchment in the background, and it's just so cute. And then I've made this for my great nephew. And so instead of putting the time they had on the clock, I made his birth time and the year he was born underneath that. So I'm going to turn this into a pillow for him. My niece, I've never seen my nephew, great nephew, in person. They live in Switzerland. They moved right when she was pregnant, and have been there ever since. Her husband is Austrian. And so I've seen him like on WhatsApp or videos or whatever on video connections, but I've never seen him face to face in person. So we were supposed to get together with them this summer after the 4th of July, and I'm not sure with all this stuff that travel will even be allowed by then. So I'm a little bumming about that, but it'll happen one of these days. Also been involved in the stitch along for Satsuma Street, and so she had part 3 was released. This is an Alice in Wonderland, and it's just so fun. It's so quick to do. I'm gonna add some sparkle to, I think might even put some beads on there, but for the whatever caterpillar, whatever he is over there. And I'm waiting for part 4, 5, and 6. And even the way that she publicized this is like a chapter book. So she does a little bit of the story of Alice in Wonderland and puts it out, and it's on PDF. And so it's delightful. So I just finished the gnome last night, so I'm going to be moving on to something else. I'm also doing the Faithworks stitch along, and they just came out with the second one. It's a shadow box that she does, and it's a Christmas one. So that's my next one. And this was another one that she had just put out that I got the whole kit because I wanted to frame it like she had it. So she included the kit. She even included the board. Oh, I know what I wanted to tell you. So I'm going to show you a little bit of this graph from the gnome. This is what drove me crazy. So you can see there's like double letters here for this graph. That was because it was only a half cross stitch on the parchment on the background, and I had to like draw the squares around all those graphs because my eyes could not keep them straight and which way it was going, and it was opposite of the way I was stitching, and that drove me crazy. It took forever to get that thing done. But anyway, back to this. This will probably be the next one I'll whip out to do. And so she included all of the pieces, even the mat board, which is really nice, and the instructions for the design and to do that. So I'm kind of excited about that one. So that'll probably be next. I also found several years ago I completed a wreath, and it had some very cool threads. It had some velvet threads and some neon rays, silky threads, and some of the big pearl cotton, etc. And so I found that they had another one, and this was a gingerbread wreath, and I thought that was really cute. So I got that. I can't even remember where I found that, but they, shipped with the fabric, that sparkly gold fabric, which is so much fun. So that'll be a fun one to start. And then of course, got some of the Nashville things. I thought some of these are pretty cute. This is the Pickle Barrel Designs Santa's Express train. So that's kind of fun. I like trains. And Halloween by Serenita di Campagna, Corre di Halloween. So that's fun. I got a couple of those. And the Easter one, I might do that one next just because it's the season. And then another Halloween, which is kind of cute. I like the whimsical little houses on that. Liked this one. Sometimes the smallest things take up the most room in your heart. So that's a cute little sampler stitch. I guess that's a birth sampler. I didn't see it that way the first time, but that could be anything. Could be a puppy that you brought home. And then I like the Amy Brecken design, so that one was kind of fun. And then I thought I might make a chapter book out of the letters. So I'm thinking about doing that as a chapter book for my great nephew. So that might be kind of fun. So I got those. We'll see. We'll see if I get to that. So anyway, lots of stuff to do, lots of stuff to work on, lots of time at home if I can stop working to actually get some of this done. It's been really nice to get rid of that gnome design. I have a friend who from high school who she usually does costumes, hand beating, hand sewn for dance recitals and also for dance competitions. Of course, that's not happening. And so what she's done is she started pulling out all her scrap fabrics and creating handmade masks. This is the man's mask. It's larger, and there's a smaller one for women with less manly designs on it. But she's been pumping those out at the rate of 50 to 100 a day, and she won't take any money for it. She just is giving them away. So she had somebody who contacted her who works with cancer patients and is wanted a handful of those masks. So she made 50 of them and gave them to her for her cancer patients. And I have a school district we work with was asking for some of their workers and some of the businesses around them. And so she's going to pump out those tomorrow. And, you know, I just think this is a hard time for everybody staying at home and trying not to get sick. And I don't know, there's a lot of really good human things that are happening. I don't know. I feel more connected to people than I have ever before. I thought, well, you know, one thing we could do is we could do like a stitch along live. I could put a Zoom meeting out there, and we could do that maybe next Monday. I'm taking the day off on Monday after Easter, and I'd be happy to like right around. Let me think, right around noon maybe on Monday. I can put a Zoom meeting out there. So if you're interested in that, you can go ahead and put your email address. So I'm on Eastern time, so whatever time that would be for you all. And maybe we could see each other face to face, and then I can send you a Zoom link. So if you're interested in that, send your link to your email address to me. It's PIQUEA. PIQUEA, so it's P as in Paul, IQUEA @gmail.com, and we can schedule that. That would be a lot of fun. I feel a lot more connected to people actually because we're actually reaching out instead of being so busy, and it feels like this is a time when maybe that's a good time for us to sit back and say, what's really important? What are the things that we're really missing, and the people that we're sad we're not connecting with? I feel really bad. Our neighborhood is really small. We have 10 houses, and there's one child that lives in this neighborhood. She's, I think, second grade. She lives next door to us, and she's as cute as button, just adorable. And her mom is a children's minister up at the church up at the corner, and I don't know what her dad does. Anyway, I thought, you know, it's such a bummer that all of these Easter egg hunts and festivities that she would be part of at the end of the year are just gone. My heart bleeds for these students that are just not able to have graduations and all the end of year celebrations and parties and all the hard work, and they're separated from their friends and they don't understand it. And so I sent a note out to our neighbors. Now I'm telling you, this neighborhood, there's 10 neighbors, and I would recognize 4 of them maybe. We just don't see each other because we're working all the time, and I'm gone before the light is on, and I'm back. And after, you know, lights the sun has gone down, and then we're, you know, inside, and we don't really see each other. And so I put a note out, and our neighbors were all going to give her an Easter egg hunt. So we're going to hide some eggs out in our yard on Saturday. And then she's going to do an Easter egg hunt as we stand at our porches and watch from afar. So I'm hoping that doesn't like creep her out. But she's one of those kids who says hi all the time. My husband's a bus driver, David's a bus driver, and she'll stop at his bus when he's picking up at her school or dropping off and say hi. So I think she'll enjoy it. And most of the folks in my neighborhood are retired people, so that gives them something fun to look forward to with kids. So we're looking forward to that. And can I just say how much I'm missing hairdresser and nail people? I'm about to be done with these nails, and I had a crazy dream the other night. My nails fell off. I did order some stuff online. We'll see if I have the ability to do that myself. I'm a little worried about the hair stuff. It hasn't come in yet. I usually get my hair done every 3 weeks, and the roots are just, I have a lot of lift in my hair, but you can see the gray that's down there. So it'll be interesting to see if I really ruin my hair. I really hope not. So if my hair turns green, I will be living with a hat for the rest of the time until those hairdressers are back. Someday in April, it's National Hairdresser Day, and I can't imagine any other time that hairdressers are going to be so appreciated, just like teachers are at this time. So anyway, I hope you all are staying safe. I hope that if you catch this thing, I guess about 50% of it are bound to get it. The idea is that we don't get it all at once. And so if you get it, I hope you recover quickly, and that we all become Teflon in the face of this terrible menace, and but you all stay safe. I can't imagine losing anybody, so please stay safe and check in and let me know that all is well. Anyway, happy Easter, and maybe we can connect on Monday at noon Eastern time and do some stitching together. Again, send me an email, pka@gmail.com. Bye.